What millennials want from investing is something which I have found very difficult to answer. So the millennial today, the oldest millennial turns 40. Remember that. Millennial is defined as a guy born after, or girl born after 1981 or born in 1981. So the 1981 born turns 40 this year. So the millennial is not some young kid that is playing a game on his console, right? So the 40-year-old is welcome to Subramani. Remember, 2021 is a very important year because the first millennial turns 40, right? So millennial is not some young kid who's sitting in some corner and doing something. No, he's attained majority or adulthood sometime in the year 2000. So he's turned about 40 this year. What do they really want from their investing? Okay, like typically many people, they are a bundle of contradictions. So the millennial who says that they care about the environment, etc., will happily go and buy 2 bottles of water for a journey, and that would be obviously be plastic bottles. Now if you tell them things like you could carry your own water bottle, you could refill it because refilling options are available, they look at you like, are you from Mars? They're not really excited by doing those things, but they will talk about some forest to be saved in the Amazon or all those things they will be able to talk about. But on their own, how much they will contribute to it is something which I am not very sure. Some of them do, but many of them don't. Right? Now look at their own investment needs. Yes, they will want very socially responsible investing, which will also do well. So they will come up with something like, oh, Ambani, this is Ambani this and Ambani that and Adani this. But if Ambani or Adani were to come to their campus for recruiting, they would be the first to line up because they want a stable job. So again, a bundle of contradictions. They would rather be fed by social media than by facts. And some of them will bunkum every piece that comes on social media and they will just not read it. Now when it comes to investing, they want to be socially responsible, but they also want good returns. Now you can't ask them questions like, do you want good returns or do you want to be socially responsible while investing? They actually do not know, and you should not be confronting them with such embarrassing questions because they don't have an answer, right? Many of them will invest according to what you say, but they will also read up and then they will say, doesn't this work better than that, or why ULIP and why not ULIP, and should we buy real estate? And even when they want to buy real estate, some of them want to buy real estate in the most expensive parts of the country. I mean, most expensive parts of the country includes, it is obviously some of the most expensive in terms of the world also. So they will want that, and they will also say, I'm not interested in material well-being, etc. But in India, if you buy a house and if you buy a car from your age of 26, 27 till your age of 70, between this, really there is not too much money available for creating wealth, right? So they have to understand that there is a conflict. There is a conflict between using plastic and talking about plastic. Talking about it is easy. Trying to avoid it involves some sacrifice from your portion, your part, right? So not everybody is willing to do those kind of things. So find out what they want to do, what they want to invest, what they will invest in spite of that being a lower yield asset, just because it is socially responsible, right? Socially responsible investing is today possible. There are ESG funds. If you are not happy with those ESG funds, then you can still choose to buy shares of companies which you think are good, which fall in the ESG category. So keep a look on the ESG portfolio of many companies. There are many ESG funds today in India. So check out all that. Millennials are also when you deal with perhaps one millennial, you don't realize, but millennials cannot be classified as millennials. Millennials are sometimes very, very different. There is a millennial I know who had a nice $500 million kind of a package, and she decided she doesn't want to be in corporate India, and she took 1 year off. But corporate India chased her and she's back in her job with a 50% jump in salary. There are millennials who at the age of 40 or maybe at the age of 37 are unable to decide what to do in life in spite of having good qualifications and degrees. There are young boys and all millennials who are trying to do 2-3 careers at a time, including something which they really enjoy doing. So all these are part of the millennials, and not all the millennials are confused. Not all the millennials are clear about what they want. There are millennial girls I know who will buy a 4,000 rupee shoes, and there are millennial girls I know, if they buy a 700 rupee shoes, they will fret and fume over how expensive things have become. So all these are like any other part of society. When you pick a bunch of millennials, you will find all this. You will find some with tremendous clarity, some with very muddled kind of a thinking and saying, oh, I don't think I will live beyond 65. I don't have any great habits unlike my parents, etc., etc. Even when they see their parents losing their parents, that is these people's grandparents, only when the parents are in their 60s, they are still in a state of denial, saying that, oh, we will not live too long. They don't even understand that longevity is there in the family. So all kinds of people make up the millennials. Some are very clear in what they want, some are not very clear. Some are very clear that they will not invest in companies which have slightly problems like reputation and things like that, what they have done in rural India, what they have done in the world, etc. So if Adani has a problem with mining in Australia, somebody in India will say, we will not invest in this company because they have a problem. Now, we do not even know how some of these problems can be solved, but many of these people will not invest in some such companies which are here to spread misery, right? So all these things happen. There would be smokers, there would be non-smokers, there would be people saying, I will not invest in a company which makes tobacco, right? All these kind of people you find in these millennials, and helping them invest is not going to be very easy, but it's a good first step for you to take as an advisor. Thank you.